You're listening to The Clevelander, where we're diving into all things innovation and transformation across the region. Each week, we'll take a look at the biggest business headlines in Greater Cleveland.
This week, we're looking at some major wins.
There's a lot to unpack, so let's get started.
The big thing we want to talk about today is the O.H.I.O fund.
Okay, so the O.H.I.O fund.
Right.
What is it? And why should people care?
So it's a big deal. It's the O.H.I.O High Growth Investment Opportunities Fund.
Okay.
And it's this really ambitious project with the goal of turbocharging the economy to create more ways for people to succeed all over the state.
So like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Exactly. And the idea behind it, it's like you're looking ahead to the future.
Okay, cool. I like it.
It was started by Ray Leach.
Okay, I know that name.
Yeah, he started Jumpstart right here in Cleveland.
Right.
And Mark Fahm, who has tons of experience in venture capital.
Oh, wow.
Like he was at Sequoia Capital and Jobs O.H.I.O.
Okay, so these are people who know how to make things grow.
Yeah, these are people who know how to bring investment to Ohio.
And they're the ones in charge of the O.H.I.O fund.
Yep, they're at the helm.
Wow.
And they're aiming really high.
Like how high are we talking?
They're looking at Singapore's Temasek as a kind of model.
Oh, wow, Temasek.
You know about that.
I know, it's like this giant investment fund
Yeah.
that basically made Singapore super successful.
Right.
Like the idea that Ohio could have something like that is pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
But it's not just about investing money directly, right?
Right.
It's more strategic, like using the money to get other investments to build expertise within Ohio and to make it easier for businesses to grow.
Exactly. Temasek often acts as a cornerstone investor.
What does that mean?
They're like the first ones to invest in something,
Okay.
which shows other investors that it's a good bet.
So it's like a vote of confidence.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
And that seems to be part of the plan for the O.H.I.O fund, too.
Cool.
Now, the O.H.I.O fund has this initial goal. They want to hit $500 million.
Whoa. That's serious money.
It shows how serious they are.
Yeah.
And it shows how committed they are to Ohio's future.
Okay, so it's not just talk.
Right.
They're actually putting money to work.
Oh, yeah. Big time. 9 investments just in the past year.
9.
And there might be a 10th one coming soon.
That's amazing.
And what's really cool is the variety of these investments.
Yeah, that's kind of what caught my eye, too. You know, it's not just one specific area. We're seeing investments in real estate, supporting small businesses, biotech, and other investment funds.
Yeah.
So give us some examples of where they've been putting this money.
Okay, so in real estate, they bought a big chunk of land near where the new Intel plant is going to be.
Okay, yeah, outside Columbus. And then there's BTR house communities.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
BTR stands for build to rent,
Okay.
and they're building apartment communities for people 50 and over.
Oh, interesting.
And then locally, they put money into the Valor Acres project in Brecksville.
Okay.
And then this is a cool one, Eagle Electronics out in Solon. They're one of those IoT, Internet of Things manufacturers. They're building a new factory for making cellular modules.
Wow, okay. So like high-tech manufacturing.
Yeah. And then there's Sundays for Dogs. They make really high-quality dog food.
Like the fancy stuff.
Yeah, human grade.
So they're investing in everything from factories to dog food. And that's not all. They invested in this company called O.H.I.O Bio in Cincinnati.
Okay.
They developed new biopharmaceutical treatments.
Biopharma, that's cutting edge.
And right here in Cleveland, they put money into Scaleco Capital.
Okay.
It's a private equity firm.
Private equity, what do they do?
Well, they invest in smaller companies
Mhm.
to help them grow and become more efficient.
Okay, so it's all about creating jobs.
And keeping the economy stable.
Cool.
And it's not just focused on one part of Ohio.
No.
These investments are happening all over the state.
Okay, so they're spreading the love.
Exactly.
That's great.
It seems like there's a really deliberate strategy behind all of this.
Yeah.
It's not just random investments.
So what's the big picture?
Well, Ray Leach talks about building connective tissue.
Sure.
The idea is to get different investors to work together and partner up on these promising businesses.
Oh, so it's not just the O.H.I.O fund going it alone.
Right. They want to create this whole network.
Okay, like a support system for businesses.
Exactly.
That's super smart.
And Brendan Anderson, the head of Scaleco Capital.
Right.
He's actually an investor in the O.H.I.O fund, too.
Oh, wow.
And he's really impressed with their open mindset and their focus on Ohio specifically.
Okay.
He thinks that focus is super important for building the stuff entrepreneurs need to succeed.
So they're not just throwing money around.
Right.
They're really trying to build something lasting.
Absolutely.
I like that.
And to show how serious they are,
yeah.
they're opening offices all over Ohio.
Really?
They just opened one in Cleveland at the Cleveland Foundation's Midtown Collaboration Center.
Okay, cool.
And they're planning to open offices in Columbus and Cincinnati, too.
So they're like planting their flag.
Yeah, they're putting down roots.
So the O.H.I.O fund, all these different investments
Mm-hmm.
and their long-term vision,
Yeah,
it really shows how much positive momentum is building.
for sure.
Not just in Cleveland, but all across Ohio.
Absolutely.
It's like this huge wave of energy and opportunity.
For sure.
It makes you think about what the future holds. I mean, with initiatives like the O.H.I.O fund, it feels like our region is on the verge of something really special.
It's a great time to be in Ohio.
I totally agree. Thanks for breaking it all down.
No problem. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks to you all for tuning in for episode 16. And until next time, keep believing in Cleveland.
Take care, everyone. The Clevelander is an unscripted podcast brought to you by the Greater Cleveland Partnership and created with the help of the latest in AI tools. To learn more, visit greatercle.com.